Hello everybody, this is Don Limited here today, and what happened was the first video I was working on, I somehow encrypted the SD chip. I'm not very happy about it, and I'm, for a later day, I'll figure out how to unencrypt it, but for right now, the main topic of this video today is the HP 6560B business laptop, roughly around the 2012 era. So let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this. Okay, you got this bronze finish. What's nice about it is these laptops are kind of built for military grade applications, industrial, on the factory floor. What's nice about these is this model happens to have the numeric keypad next to the regular keyboard, so a lot of your accountants would go for an item like this. Unfortunately, with the ProBooks, you only get your two track buttons here. The Elite Books, you get two extra buttons on top. And then some of the previous models, which we will be talking about at a later time. So we'll get down to it then. Got your power button up here. It's a nice chiclet style keyboard. You got your Wi-Fi button for turning it on and off instantaneously. You got your web button. You have a volume and mute button. And then you have a calculator button, which is a nice feature. Down here you got your Wi-Fi indicator, wireless or broadband, power indicator, battery indicator. So once it's fully charged, it'll turn either blue. Yeah, I think it's blue. This is the hard drive light. This is a i5 Intel version, or third generation. It's got Windows 7 Professional 64-bit edition. It is a LED backlit display. Let's see what the specs are for the let's see here. There's so much to remember about every computer. It's hard to know everything about everything. So I'll be honest, I got a cheat sheet here. Let's see, what kind of display is this? So we'll come over to this screen. This is the model. So if you want to pause the video and as we go here, you're more than welcome to do that. It is a corporate small business, which what that means is it's more of an industrial style. It's made for wear and tear. So if you accidentally bang it against something, you're not going to crack it or bust it as easily. You can still destroy these things. They're just a little more tough than your typical Walmart laptop or Best Buy. It also has embedded security. Has a TPM 1.2 security chip. Unfortunately, I would almost have to disassemble the laptop to show you exactly where that is. And yes, it comes with Microsoft Windows 7 64-bit edition. Hewlett-Packard manufactured this PC. It is an Intel i5 450M 2.4 GHz, 266 GHz turbo speed. It's a dual core processor. It has L3, 3 megabit cache, 64-bit computing, yes. It has mobile Intel HM57 Express, Intel Turbo Boost technology. Has, I already went over that. It uses 1333 megahertz speed, PCI or PC3 10600, DDR3 SD, random access memory. 4 gigs is typically what the came with back in the day, and this is basically the same spec as what was up here. It has ATA, which is a SATA port hard drive, which is most common now, which actually it's still a thing, but now they have like M3 solid state drives that get mounted on directly to the motherboard. You don't use serial or ATA cables anymore. But unfortunately, that's probably not going to be... I won't be making any videos about that right now because it costs a lot of money to buy. So it's freaking awesome. I just can't describe how fast some of those new solid state drives, especially the 3rd generation, man, it's just... If you have like a Ryzen Core i5 and you put one of those on there with at least 8 gigs of RAM, it only takes about 30 to 40 seconds to boot. There's a guy I knew that had that, and I was just, wow. It was awesome. It just gave me the giggles watching it shred through gig files, and if you have a really good graphics card on there, you could really do some good gaming. But we're not going to get any further into that because we're kind of getting off topic on this Hewlett-Packard. It does have it's a DVD rewritable, so those are nice too. So if I ever wanted to write DVDs or make ISO copies of Windows operating systems or anything, it has the power. Typical 24x CD, 8x DVD. Does all. It's portable. So it's an interesting thing that you can also do if you don't use a DVD drive, is you can actually get an adapter that plugs in there, and you can actually make these laptops into multi hard drive. So your operating system in that would go on like a solid state drive, just strictly the operating system and the programs, and then you'd have a regular mechanical like 2, 3, 4 terabyte drive just for storage. So just to throw that out there, that's kind of an option that you can do as well. eBay has the parts on Amazon, but you got to watch your prices when you're buying parts for laptops and computers. Because if you go to Newegg, you can actually you can do a lot better, especially when they're on sale, because sometimes you can catch a very good sale on Newegg. I don't actually buy that much from Newegg. There's somebody I knew that he buys stuff from Newegg, but if you're gonna buy stuff off there, try to get it off inside the U.S. because otherwise, if you ship it from China or Japan or somewhere in those third world countries, sometimes it'll take like 3 weeks, and sometimes you may not even get what you're looking for. It may never show up. So just to keep that in mind. This memory is DDR4, or no, not DDR4, I mean DDR3, but only 8 gigs. That's kind of surprising. I would have thought at least it could have handled 16. So I'm glad I didn't go 16. But that we'll save for another video. That'll be coming up shortly. It does have an LED backlit display, 1600 by 900 HD. Yes, it's widescreen. It's a 15.6 inch anti-glare. And I'll show you what I mean by anti-glare. This screen, it's got more of a duller finish, but it's more preferable than something like this. That's kind of got a glarish. That's old technology. But we'll make another video about that soon. It does have Intel HD graphics built-in chip on the board, which I've seen on Elite boards. It does have dynamic video technology. Actually, no, dynamic memory technology, sorry. Integrated webcam, typical. Probably only 2 megapixel. Stereo speakers. What it means by that is mono is just if you got a 2-channel mono speaker, the same channel. I'm trying to explain this the best I can here. With a mono, you get 2 sides of the same audio. It's like your mono TV sets from years ago where you only had 1 speaker. Or if you have a mono VCR and you hook it up to a stereo television, you're going to get the same left side on both speakers. If you understand what I'm trying to say. But with stereo, you get the left and the right set of audio. I'm not an audio expert here. I'm just trying to. Maybe we could actually make a video about that down the road. It just depends on when things fall into the right time period and if it falls into the schedule where I actually have free time to make content on that. So the audio codecs is a IDT 92 HD 75B. That's pretty much typical with these. That I'm not going to be able to explain. A lot of your hard drives either get, with a mechanical drive, you get 5400 RPM or 70 or 7200 RPMs, which means revolutionary per minute. 5400. The only computers I would stick those in are like your CQ57 compact Presario laptops. That's about the only, because those only have like C50 AMD processors. Don't even waste your time with those. Those computers are kind of, they're okay for just surfing the web and doing a couple of basic things, but if you're gonna try gaming and all that other stuff, there's better stuff out there. Just a little experience with that. I believe it comes with 320 gig hard drive, but that could have been different on there. Just because it says spill resistant doesn't actually mean that it is. There still might be a gap somewhere in between that could get down into the motherboard, so don't believe that when you see it. It does have 802.11b Bluetooth 2.1 EDR. That's typical Bluetooth for like syncing your smartphones or MP3 players or other electronic devices. It does have a Gigabit Ethernet, which is actually stands for 1000 megabits. And what that does is it has the capability of, so if you're hooked up to a gigabit network and you're running it and that's gigabit, your network speeds are going to be faster for transferring files over the network. 100 megabits is all fine and good, but I'm getting picky on 100 megabit networks. One, you just don't have the patience for it, and two, once you get used to something and you go back to the other style, you kind of get spoiled. I'm still partially running a 100 megabit network in my house, and it's all fine and good, but eventually I'd like to have it all gigabit. This laptop here does not have 3G capabilities, so that's like if you want to go sit under a cell phone tower or around a cell phone tower and hook up to the internet, that has that option. And what it means by that is there's an expansion slot right over here. Okay, the battery's all charged on here, so good. Darn it. There we go. So this is what that slot would look like. And you can also put other cards in there, because a lot of business applications, some actually use, you hook up your equipment to it and you can do all sorts of. This has a VGA port on here. It has a SATA E, and you could also use it as a USB port if you had to. I've tried that, it works fine, so can't complain there. And this is your vent. You don't want to block those up, because otherwise you can overheat the computer, and then you could actually burn up the CPU, and so you got to keep the dust out of there. Very easy to do. You just take compressed air in a can and kind of blow the dust out. I would do it at least every 3 to 6 months. And even if you're in an area with radiators, believe it or not, the dust will still make its way in there. And then you got a EEE 1394 Firewire. Oh, I'm sorry, that's actually a DVI or a DV plug for running your video cameras. And unfortunately, I will not be able to demonstrate. Okay, we're back. I just didn't want to show the password being typed in. So, let's see what we all got here. So it's your typical Windows 7 computer with 7 Pro Professional. It's currently got 4 gigs of RAM, which it's Windows 7 Professional Service Pack 1, Intel i5 2450 meg CPU. When I read that off originally the first time around, I had the wrong model. I had the 6550B. I should have had the 6560B. That was my fault, but that's okay. 64-bit operating system, and yada 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 about the rest. So we will oops, wrong area. I believe it has a 500 gig hard drive in here, so it was upgraded over time. I can't exactly remember what state it came from. It's been quite a while since I've looked at the invoice from the auction. So let's see here. We will get out of here. and we will demonstrate some. We'll do advanced system care since we. What this program does is it goes through, cleans up any unusual junk files, and a driver booster. What that program does, it goes on the internet and searches for all the drivers for your. But unfortunately, since I don't have a big budget for doing things, what happens is I use the cheap freebie stuff. The pay version of some of these are a lot better, but since I have a limited budget, I just have to make do with what's out there for free. Some of you will think, yeah, he's cheap, but it costs money to use a lot of this, and I just don't have it. So it is what it is, and down the road things will pick up, but for right now, it's just things are just kind of slow with that. So now we just gotta wait. Okay, now we're gonna get back to. So we're gonna hop on Google Chrome. I'm thinking there's going to be an updated version because I had to update my main Dell Optiplex PC this morning at home. So it's not a big deal to do. It's just a matter of when you want to do it. It's just if you don't do it, it just kind of things quit working in Chrome, and it's just kind of oxy, and so. Come on, any day now. Come on, let's go. Computers these days. Just a piece of dirt. Oh yeah, that's also crunching away on updates, so that's why it's a little sluggish. Turn the hour meter on here. Not the hour meter, I mean the CPU and RAM meter, and see what. I do have this one up over here, but it's not as fancy as. That comes with Advanced System Care 11. Yada yada yada. So, and of course, why is this acting up again? Isn't it something? Whenever you want to do something, it never quite goes your way. So, let's see here. Try that again. Alright, we're making progress here. at one point in time, you can actually go online and get all the gadgets for Windows 7 that you wanted in Vista at the time. But since Windows 10 was here, they just kind of arbitrarily decided to get rid of that. Was kind of a cool thing at the time. But so be it. This thing is being kind of goofy. And we'll enlarge it. Now we got 2 of them. If I put more RAM in here, that would arbitrarily speed things up. Okay. I'm installing updates right now. Go back into Chrome. No, we don't want to recover what was ever there from before. So, show you speed. And of course, unfortunately, this switch is not a gigabit, so still get the lightning speed of no, we don't want to go through that right now. So I'll do a quick YouTube video just to kind of show you yes, this is a video I did shortly ago. Hello everybody, this is Untitled Chapter here tonight. And tonight we're going to talk about a Milwaukee cordless drill. This video is only shot in 720 pixel, unfortunately.
It's a 12-volt power plus.
So it can't really show.
Picked it up at a garage sale the other day just to kind of try it out. And it's a good, decent little drill. Enough about talking about it. But we'll kind of get down to it and kind of show what it looks like. So this is the Milwaukee drill. It's an older one.
Okay, so unfortunately, I was gonna pick some good tunes to try out on here, but well, I already said unfortunately, the copyright police would definitely delete my channel and videos if I were to post any music that was copyrighted. So we have to make do with kind of arbitrarily boring music. So we'll turn the volume up. You kind of get a feel for how the audio sounds. And the audio speakers are located down facing the bottom, so it's kind of nice as you use your desk to amplify the music. Okay, enough of that. Okay, folks, we're back, and now we're going to try the VGA and see. Take it off my computer up here. I use the VGA feature on most laptops that I more often than I use any of the other. So we'll plug it in over here, and then it flashes for a second. Okay, and then we go over here, and here is, that works properly good. So it displays my monitor, and we'll talk about, so that is a good, that works flawlessly. So it's kind of hard doing it one-handed, if you get my drift. Put that back in. This computer that I unhooked it from is an HP Pro 6200, small form factor from 2012. I picked those up. A lot of these computers get picked up from my local technical college, about 25 minutes from here. Such a rat's nest for me, and hardly any cables. Last but not least, DisplayPort time. Other way. Okay, now we'll go over to the other side. And there you have it, folks. Thank you as always for watching. It's been a pleasure. Part 2 should be coming shortly of changing the hardware over.